Thursday, July 2nd. The days are just peeling off the calendar. How's everyone doing out there? We're back again with Heather to talk about our latest batch of interviews, including Vito Giacalone of Fisherman's Wharf, Gloucester.
The idea was basically we offload boats, and we have so many fishing vessels that most people don't even know are still active in the Port of Gloucester. So, when we saw this pandemic happen, we said, all right, we have a supply. It's very abundant. We're doing a lot of fish every week. And we said, all right, if protein is going to be a problem, then we got the city covered, right? So we kept our eye out and, maybe gave it a week or so. And then we said, all right, we have to do a pop-up. Things are getting tough at the supermarkets. Our family didn't want to go to the supermarket. We said, we're going to do a pop-up. So we offered haddock and scallops, and we did a drive-through style right at the wharf, right out of our fish truck. And literally the line was miles down the road, and people said, all right, you got to do this more often. Our phones were going off the hook at our wholesale line, and they wanted it every day. So we said, okay, we'll do it 5 days a week. We ran out of town. We got a food truck. That way there we weren't doing it out of the back of our little fish truck. So now we at least have some more space, and really that's how it got kickstarted.
And so what was business like before the pandemic? Like, how does Fisherman's Wharf normally operate? Like, you're not selling to, any, Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street.
You don't have a retail presence before COVID, right?
We used to do a little bit of home delivery, but it was very small. We really focused on our wholesale division, which is servicing big buyers who process for restaurants and, food chains. That was our main focus, servicing the fishermen, whether it be offloading their boats, sorting their species by size, icing it, putting it into lot numbers, putting it into our auction system, selling it direct to buyers, all whole. So that was our main focus. And really the pandemic is what got us into the retail, was almost out of need. And we felt as an essential business that it was our duty to step up and say, hey, listen, you live in Gloucester. I don't care if you live in surrounding towns. We're going to make this fish accessible for you guys. And that's basically what happened. And then people said, this is the freshest fish ever. Please don't go away. Please don't stop this. And we said, all right, definitely, we just loved being able to support the city too. And seeing them support us was just like what fed it. And then we just grew from there. We kept doing more offerings. We started with haddock and scallops. Now we're with lobster roll kits. Now we have, swordfish, we have halibut, we have all different stuff. And we're just kind of growing with our customer base. And it's really been rewarding to see everybody appreciate the service. We try to be as efficient as possible. We work on freshness. We make sure we select the best of the best that comes off these boats. So that's kind of rewarding for us, and our fishermen too. They get to see, we've had a boat say, hey, can you try to push them our, halibut this week? It was unbelievable quality. So that's been really fun.
Yeah. And Vito, how many boats are you working with on average?
Yeah, on average, there's not as much as they used to. A lot of the day boats kind of aren't fishing right now just because of regulations, but there are a handful of day boats. And we do about 5 to 10 offshore draggers. Offshore draggers meaning they're probably out for 4 to 5 days at a time, and they're usually about 75 feet plus, 75 to 100 foot boats. And then we have, a bunch of scallop fishermen that were coming to us. We had about 20 different scallop fishermen that, the city knows right now about our scallops. They're so fresh because we had 20 different dayboat scallopers landing at the wharf. We have about 15 different lobstermen, dayboat lobstermen. So it's a pretty good variety still.
Yeah. And I guess, and the concept really that you want to hit home is this seafood is literally coming from the boat to your dock, to your truck, like really a straight line.
Exactly. Yep. And that's been the fun part is people see the boat offloading and then we're, literally getting it, cut and then brought right to the truck. And so people love that connection. They love that freshness.
It almost seemed like when the pandemic hit, March, April, that this story was like the singular feel-good story during that time, where you just have this impromptu fishing, roadside fishing truck. selling
right.
fresh seafood, and then people are coming out in droves to support it. Because obviously, I mean, I know you don't want to say this, but your family's been supporting a lot of parts of the community for a long time. And just to see that cool relationship happen, what was some of the reaction and publicity you were getting when you started this?
Yeah, honestly, we didn't expect it. It was overwhelming. Like I said, as a new business, owners, we started in 2008, but we still feel like we're young and we're new and entrepreneurs. We felt that, we felt so bad for other businesses that were affected by this. So, especially the fishermen as well, when they weren't doing things. So we just, we've got Fox News came down, which was unexpected. They did a story. I think just the amount of feedback from the people, was overwhelming. The Boston Globe did something. You guys were covering us. So, I mean, it was overwhelming, and, we just felt like, we had to give back. So we would donate into the food pantry. We were delivering to elderly who couldn't get to the food truck. They would call me and I would deliver myself to their house. So, it was just awesome just seeing everybody kind of rally together as a community. And knowing that everybody's going to get through it together was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it reminds me of, like growing up, it's just how we would get fish is you would go down to the wharf and bring home a bag of haddock.
Right.
Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's the piece that I just love about this story. This is the simple way it used to be. It's really exciting that people are like that again. That people are actually enjoying this, and you keep saying it's fun to see the responses, and I can't imagine it'll go away because it's just so simple, it's so direct, the fish is so fresh, and it's just like the old days.
Right. This is what Gloucester is all about, right? I mean, you come from Gloucester, and a lot of people used to ask us, hey, where can we get fresh fish? And it was tough not being able to point them anywhere. And, now or know where we can, make sure that the fish is fresh and landed from these boats. So at least now it's like a traceable, direct connect, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Vito, have you seen similar things to your outfit happen in other communities now because of the success of the Fisherman's Wharf?
Yeah, I have actually. It's been going on in some other towns. I went on Facebook when we first did our pop-up and we were so successful. There was a little group that was made for seafood handlers and just kind of what everybody's doing to adapt with each other. And I told them, and I sent them the story of the Gloucester Times, what they covered on us. And a lot of other people started doing that, which is kind of cool. It was like, hey, share the wealth. Let's spread what's working, what's not working. Everybody had to pivot together. So, we definitely saw other people in other towns doing it, and it was cool to see.
Can I just ask, were there any regulations or anything that changed that were keeping you from doing this before, or keeping any of these wholesale distributors from pivoting to retail?
No, there wasn't. We were already permitted for it. Like I said, we were doing farmers markets, little stuff like that. But truthfully, the demand is what was the difference now. People before would go to the supermarket and, get tilapia or get farm stuff, or I don't know, maybe imported stuff that they really didn't know where it came from. And they didn't care because they looked at price. Now people were like, all right, I don't trust that, right? I don't know where it is, where it came from. They wanted to know, that I was local. Now they can see where they're getting their product from, especially now with the pandemic. You don't want to take any chances of, how it traveled, what was, who touched it, and now at least they see, all right, it's a local family. This is where I'm getting my product from. Wow, it's fresh and the prices are very affordable. That's what we try to take pride in too, is just be reasonable with our prices. And I think that's what has worked too, is people just like the fact that we're honest with them. We give them a top product, it's traceable, it's from the wharf, and it's at a great price. And I think that's what spiked this demand. So
are you sharing a drive-through space with Minglewood, and how is that working? And are you going to, and now that we have this demand and it doesn't seem like this is going to be going away, are you going to adjust that at all for ease the flow of traffic?
Yeah, so Minglewood has been completely supportive. They were great. Actually, before we got the food truck, they let us operate out of their building. So Jeff Cowell, Mark McDonough, Zach Sears, the manager, they were awesome. it was great to work with them actually, and we learned a little bit of the restaurant business at the same time. But we're sharing. We've always shared that right away drive-through. That's always been there. So we're just using that now as well, and they were using that in the past. But we do have some plans down the road with maybe making a different entrance area. So that's in the works.
Mm-hmm. So the truck's there to stay, though, right? This roadside service.
Absolutely. Yep. We're keeping that truck. And, I think people love the drive-through as well. It's kind of neat. I've always wanted a food truck. My brothers, kind of laugh like, yeah, Vito, your dream came true. You finally got a food truck. We always wanted to do a seafood market in the Wharf. And maybe if we do build that out, then maybe we'll put the food truck on the road. But for now, the food truck's here to stay.
I want to see you drive that thing around like an ice cream truck and ring a bell and I can come out and get scallops. Yeah.
I know. We just need a jingle.
Yeah, do that for like the Little League games or something. That'd be pretty good.
Absolutely. I think Topsfield Fair is definitely in the works.
Yeah, right. Any last words, Vito, before we let you go? Just what you want to say out to the community?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Corey and Heather. Thank you guys for what you're doing, because it's unbelievable for small businesses like myself to get through these times, and you guys are helping out, to spread the word. And also thank you to the community. Like, it's been so overwhelming, that all their support, and we appreciate every single one of them. The feedback has been 100% positive, and it's just a great way to get your fish contact free. You can call, place your order. We'll put it in your trunk. You don't even have to put your window down. You can prepay over the phone. So we're here for you guys. We have so much local fish that's being landed at the dock, and we're going to continue to make it accessible for all of you.
So I am just a broken record about how this is my favorite thing. The fact that we can now buy Gloucester fish on Rogers Street. The boats are right behind that truck. You can see them unloading the fish, and it goes right on ice into that truck. I just
legit.
Yeah,
I was down there over the weekend as I saw it come off the boat into a tote right to the truck and in someone's car, all within like 10 minutes. It was pretty awesome. And I had that. So far, I've done halibut, I've done dabs like flounders, I've done scallops and haddock. It's been amazing. So yeah, just like the old days, go down to the wharf and take home a bag of haddock.
Right. There's virtues to this pandemic, we got to say.
Yeah. So we're glad that's working out really well. The Giacalone family's done a ton for the community, so cheers all around there. Our second interview is with Mike Chapman. He's a friend of mine. I actually met him last year when I spoke for the Elder Brethren of Manchester's annual meeting. Now, the Elder Brethren, Mike will explain, that's been around for 143 years. I guess the group's a bit older in age. They are the Elder Brethren, of course, and have to take things a little carefully this time around. Here's Mike.
This might be my favorite story, Corey.
Yeah, so the Elder Brethren is a group of Manchester residents and friends aged 49 and above that get together every year for a picnic. We usually have a short business meeting. We have a lunch, chowder, pie, that type of thing, and then usually have a speaker during the time. And it was scheduled to be about mid-September this year down at the Chowder House. But as we said, that's going to change. Yeah, this year, the Elder Brethren, the 143rd version of the Elder Brethren picnic is going to be quite a change. Because our Elder Brethren members are any male personage in town who's age 49 or older, usually would attend the picnic. The problem that we have is many of our Elder Brethren would be at risk of the COVID virus if they were to attend the picnic live this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to refactor it. We're going to try and either have them come and pick up chowder, or we're going to deliver chowder to them, by some of the board members.
Yeah. And I had the privilege of being the speaker last year, which was a great time, and it was a great group and a beautiful spot down there on Tux Point. And yeah, it's interesting now how like everything is upside down.
Yep.
And the hope is now you'll be delivering food to the brethren.
Exactly. We'll either be delivering food to the eldest of the elderlies, or we'll have them come by and pick it up at a central location. But then the next question is, what do we do for a speaker this year? We won't be live. So we're looking for someone who may want to be the speaker for the Elder Brethren. something that we could record and then have played back to the brethren as they want to.
That's great. And if we do find someone who is interested, or if people want to learn more about the brethren, how can they do that? How can they find you?
Yep, the best thing is to drop me an email, and that's mcchapman01@hotmail.com, or just start to spread the word through town that you're interested in the elder brethren, and we'll find you.
Yeah, you can put it right in the comments section here too. I also want to make the real one of the real cool parts or components of the annual get together is the passing along of the scepter, right?
The passing of the Boston Post cane. I mean, that's really, there are two reasons we get together other than the picnic. And one is that we award the Boston Post cane to the eldest resident there at the picnic. And that's a tradition that stretches back to the 1800s. And the other is that we award the Slade Eaton Trophy for the person who is, in the eyes of the elder brethren, who've really done the most for the town during the previous year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great event, and 143 years young.
EB 143. That's
amazing.
Year.
How have you? So, is the tradition basically the same as what it was when this first started?
Exactly. It's always been the elderlies of the town have gotten together to have chowder together. So it's been going for 143 years.
And 143 years ago, 49 was elderly. I'm starting to knock on that door now.
It was. I mean, our Boston Post cane winners are usually on the order of 94 to 96 these years. Yeah, you got a few years to go before you get there.
Getting there. Feeling my insides feel about it. All right, well, we'll get the word out for you. We appreciate your time, Mike. And, we missed chatting with you. The last time we chatted with you was over at the Manchester Public Library.
Exactly.
Because we'd like to learn a little bit more about some of your other endeavors, Formula Hybrid racing, et cetera, et cetera. But first and foremost, we have this out. Like you said, it's a mid-September date. And the Elder Brethren Manchester, we're looking for a speaker now, if you're out there and interested. And I'll go through my channels too and find just the right guy for you. They have big shoes to fill. Let's put it that way.
That sounds great. Well, after you last year, absolutely. Yeah.
It would be really interesting to learn a little bit more about when the Elder Brethren started, because you have to wonder, it's that old. Did people have a different reverence for age back then? Right now we're like, well, you're older, but this might have started because there was real reverence for that.
Yeah, and the minimum age, you had to be 49 years old 143 years ago. So who knows? Maybe in a few years' time, I could be walking around with that Boston Post. Who knows? All right, well, thanks for tuning in today. We have a fun show for everyone on Friday, including Ian Vincent, who did an amazing pictorial for the other Cape, Heather, right?
Yes, he did. The Dogtown Boulders.
And Eric Hutchins joins us once again. He is with NOAA, and he'll be talking about beach erosion. He's always awesome to talk to, so we're looking forward to that. Have a great Thursday night, and we will see you tomorrow.